All right, let's talk about one of the most common and honestly most misunderstood things our skin does, blackheads. We're going to completely demystify them, what they are, why they pop up, and of course, the best ways to deal with them. Let's dive right in. You know the moment you're leaning into the mirror, maybe you're checking your teeth, and then you see them, these tiny little dark dots on your nose or your chin. And what's the first thing we all think? Ugh, is my face dirty? It's such a common thought, but it's actually not what's going on at all. So let's clear this up right now. A blackhead is basically just an open pore that's gotten clogged up with a mix of oil and dead skin cells. But here's the myth buster. That dark color has absolutely nothing to do with dirt. It's actually a chemical reaction. When that clog hits the open air, it oxidizes, kind of like how a cut apple turns brown, and that's what makes it look black. Now, it's also super important to know that a blackhead is not a pimple. They're two different things. A blackhead is an open pore, and it usually doesn't hurt. A pimple, on the other hand, is closed off, it's inflamed, it's often painful, and, well, it has pus. They're related, sure, but definitely not the same. And hey, if you're dealing with them, you are in very, very good company. Some researchers believe that pretty much 100% of people will get blackheads at some point in their lives. So yeah, it's not a you problem, it's a human problem. Okay, so if we're going to figure out how to treat blackheads, we've got to understand the why behind them. Let's get a little scientific and look at exactly what's happening under your skin to create one of these things. It really boils down to a simple 3-step chain reaction. First, your oil glands just start working overtime, producing way too much of that natural oil called sebum. Second, all that extra oil mixes with dead skin cells that are hanging around, and together they create the sticky plug. And third, because the pore is open, the top of that plug is exposed to the air, it oxidizes, and boom, it turns dark. So, what's kicking this whole process off in the first place? Well, there are a few usual suspects. It could just be that your skin naturally produces a lot of oil. Sometimes it's a hiccup with a skin protein called keratin. And a really big one, hormones. Any kind of hormonal shift can play a role. Even certain types of bacteria on our skin can get in on the action. All right, now that we're basically experts on what blackheads are and where they come from, let's get to the good stuff, the how. How do we actually treat them? Let's open up your personal treatment toolkit. And the fantastic news is you don't have to immediately run to a doctor. There are some seriously effective options you can grab right off the shelf at your local drugstore. Okay, think of these as your skincare superheroes. You've got salicylic acid, which is amazing because it gets down inside the pore to dissolve all that gunk. Then there's benzoyl peroxide. Its job is to kill the surface bacteria that can make things worse. Retinoids are fantastic because they speed everything up, helping to clear out clogs and prevent new ones from even forming. And azelaic acid is great for calming things down and fighting off microbes. But look, sometimes the stuff from the drugstore just isn't enough, and that's totally okay. That's your cue to call in the pros. If your blackheads are super stubborn or really deep, a dermatologist can bring out the big guns, things like prescription-strength retinoids, microdermabrasion, or even chemical peels. Okay, we need to have a serious talk about something we are all so tempted to do. It's the great squeezing dilemma. I get it, it feels productive, but it's one of the biggest don'ts in skincare. And don't just take my word for it. The Cleveland Clinic says it perfectly. Your fingernails are way too harsh for the delicate skin on your face. When you apply that much pressure, you can cause some real, lasting damage. It's just not worth it. So let's really break down what happens when you squeeze. Best case scenario, you don't even get it all out. Worst case, you can actually push the clog deeper into your skin, making it way worse. You can introduce new bacteria from your fingers, which can cause a painful infection. And the absolute worst outcome, you could create a permanent scar. Right, so I know what you're thinking. If I can't squeeze them, what am I supposed to do? Especially with those really deep, annoying ones? It's a fair question. And the answer is, you let a professional handle it. Dermatologists and trained estheticians have a special, sterile tool called a Komodo extractor. It's designed to apply perfectly even pressure to safely pop the entire clog out without tearing or damaging your skin. Leave it to them. So we've covered the what, the why, and the how to treat. Now for maybe the most powerful part of all, prevention. Because wouldn't it be great to just stop them from showing up in the first place? A few simple habits can make a world of difference. Here's your 4-step prevention playbook. 1. Wash your face daily, but gently. No harsh scrubbing. 2. Moisturize. I know, it sounds crazy to add moisture when you're oily, but if your skin gets too dry, it'll actually make more oil to compensate. So a good moisturizer keeps everything balanced. 3. Look for the magic word non-comedogenic on your makeup and skincare. It means won't clog pores. And always take your makeup off before bed. And 4, the simplest one, keep your hands off your face. And one last thing that's really important to talk about. Skin issues aren't just skin deep. They can really take a toll on our self-esteem and our mental health. If you're feeling down or anxious because of your skin, please know that's completely valid. And it's more than okay to talk to a doctor about it. They're there to help with all of it. So, I'll leave you with this question. After everything we've talked about today, from the science to the solutions, what is one small, simple habit you can start today to get closer to your skin goals? Maybe it's just remembering to moisturize or making a pact to not touch your face. Whatever it is, every little step forward counts. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.